Little Havana in Miami is where thousands of Cubans took refuge when Fidel Castro seized power. Decades later, many here are still haunted by the 1961 fiasco of the Bay of Pigs, a failed US-backed invasion. Ramon Conte was among the Cuban troops who tried to regain control of the island, with help from the CIA. He looks back fondly on his life before communism.
I was born in Cuba and grew up in Havana. I had a very normal life there. I had a job. This was the best place on earth, and I had never left Cuba before the communists took over.
After the failure of the invasion, Ramon was taken prisoner and spent 25 years in jail. These days in Miami, a lot of older Cubans are still opposed to any diplomatic overtures being made to the Castro regime. Miguel Saavedra is a self-described human rights activist. He is in favor of keeping Cuba totally isolated from the international community.
First of all, I don't support the socialist communists like Obama. If you open the relationship, you give more chance to the Castro regime. You give more economic support. Then the regime will be stronger against the people in Cuba.
But if long-term exiles refuse any opening towards Cuba, newer arrivals may think differently. Ivette Martinez runs a news website aimed at Cubans. She says younger Cuban-Americans are ready for a new kind of relationship with the United States.
I think that the confrontational language hasn't helped. I think that, the fact that there are more contacts it's been helpful. So a lot of people outside in Cuba can see what democracy is when they are allowed to travel, when they're allowed to come to the United States. And hopefully someday, they realize that they have to build a system like that.
Travel restrictions have been eased up a bit over the last few years, allowing some travel between the US and Cuba. But Ramon says there is no way he will peacefully set foot in his homeland with the regime still in place.
If I have to go back to Cuba, it will only be carrying a gun, just like the last time during the Bay of Pigs. Armed combat is the only way to take down this regime.
Bay of Pigs veterans like Ramon are slowly dying off. They, along with the Castro brothers, are among the last survivors of one of the Cold War's most significant episodes.